I think about crazy things like that, but it's true. I mean, if you think about it, in theory, if they're transporting, breaking the atoms down and reassemble them in another place, Lord have mercy if there's something else in there with you.
Okay, guys have been writing all the Star Trek series. It's still going on, right? And they're getting in transporters. You're forgetting about that, people. You're forgetting about it. A mosquito could end up you transport them down to another planet. There could be a creature simple like a mosquito lands on your guy's neck, and then you transport him back up and now he's going to be worse than the vampire. He's going to be running around on the spaceship, right? Biting everybody and sucking their blood.
Well, here's another enigma. Every human has some kind of mites on them anywhere, in your eyelashes, your eyebrows. That's another thing. Just naturally, we have these dust mites or other kind of mites. So, that's another thing that we turn into a mite.
You could turn into mites.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, well, they don't think about that. What they need to do is, but of course, it wouldn't work once you get on an alien planet, right? Because who knows what's going to be on that planet. But they need to put you in a chamber and scan you and then kill off any bacteria that could cause you. Yeah, even bacteria. You could come back as a giant pus pimple.
Yeah, and we got 168 different germs in our mouth.
Yeah, but could you imagine they transport you, right? And you go on the another planet, right? And John says, "Hey, Captain, where's the captain?" Oh my God! I stepped on this pus. And it's oozing pus everywhere. That was the captain. No, seriously, they got to write this stuff in there. They need to go in some type of chamber. It disinfects and kills all the bacteria, kills all the mites, kills even the ikes with the mics, just to make sure that there's nothing there. And if you got crabs, you really are going to come back with pinchers. You know that.
You come back itching your face off.
No, you'd have arms, like crab arms everywhere. They don't. You know what? We don't supposed to think about those things, right?
No, we're getting too deep in it, but it's logical if you think about it. I mean, it kind of worries me is the day they say, "Hey, James, you want to go in my transporter?" Well, let me get myself decommissioned biologically first to make sure. And is that a hermetically sealed boot?
Well, how about the clothes you wear?
Exactly.
I mean, you got skin and all that stuff on your clothing and all this stuff. You could come back as a big scab.
Yeah, you might. You pretty much would have to go in naked because really, you might come up mixed up with clothes and stuff. That's scary stuff right there.
Yeah, or you might come back with breasts too. You never know nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Gee, James, you look good with breasts. No, anyway, I mean, so, they write all this stuff and they know, I bet none of the writers ever thought about mites or, mosquitoes or flies. I mean, that wouldn't have been really nice if Star Trek would have had one of the times of going Star Trek. They beam down to the planet, right? And they come back and they slowly turn into a frog.
Exactly. And I've thought about these crazy things all the time, but it's true. I mean, I think it would be good. Look, they made a movie out called The Fly, basically.
Well, I remember The Fly. I remember the original one with Vincent Price, and then they made one with a guy that played in Jessica Park, where all of a sudden he takes his shirt off and he has, all the stuff starting to grow on him. But that's seriously, to be transported, if anybody offers you to be transported, don't do it. Because who knows what you're going to turn. You don't want to come back as you get in another capsule, another place, nothing more than a pus pocket.
There's a lot that could go wrong here. I mean, really, you're talking if one little atom's just one atom out of the gazillion that's made up of you is sick or out of whack, or you got an extra one on you. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, you could come back like as Mr. Ed the horse.
Yeah, you sure could.
Okay, Wilbur. Yes, I mean.
You could come back as a horse, all right, but...
I'm going to write a book about this.
Oh, I wish you would.
101 reasons not to be transported.
Oh, boy, I'm going to help you write it because I got all kind of ideas. Like you just freak people out with this stuff. I could go on.
Could you imagine ant crawling up your leg and you're transported and you come back and you got, these feelers coming out of your forehead?
Well, how about this one? What if you was just, hugging your girlfriend? Now you've got a little bit of blonde hair on you or her skin DNA. Yeah. You don't even know her to see it, and you're coming back, and now you're kind of looking like half like her.
I don't have to worry about it. One, I don't have a blonde girlfriend. Yes, my wife is blonde, but I haven't hugged her in 10 years.
Oh, boy. But these are, logically, if you think about it, in theory, the way they say that you break hair atoms down and transport them over here.
Yeah, you don't want to have any pets either because dog hair, cat hair. You could come back instead of talking, you go meow. I mean, think about this. Don't get on a transporter. You don't want to be done that.
No.
I want to go, but I want to go back in time, and I could make a lot of money off of this. I could go to the writers of the original Star Trek and say, hey, and I could go up to Gene Roddenberry and say, you know what? You got a good idea about this transporter thing, but you haven't taken anything in consideration. Have you thought about dust mites? What do you mean, Gary? We're going to transport people onto the planet and from the planet back on, and then from ship to spaceship. Yes, but you're not considering. You realize they could have a fly, and it could be landed on your back, and then you get transported. Now you're a human fly. See, they never thought about this. I could make a killing with my ideas. They could have a guy there with insecticide with you put it in the thing and you pump it up with that big long handle and you go, and then you get on the transporter.
You should, boy, there's a million things that could just go wrong there. Again, pets, girlfriends, just walking around, you're picking up DNA, just dust in the air.
Have you ever thought about aliens when they open a portal? What happens if they take too much time to go through the portal and it closes half on them?
Exactly, or if they let some of their biological hostile stuff to us in through there. Exactly. Also,
well, how about us? Do they come in here? They open it up. How about if a cricket jumps in? They could change their whole world. You realize that?
Yeah, these are all good. Listen, they're all good points. You're exactly right. And again, if our place isn't biologically hostile to them, because Lord knows we got all kind of germs. Some of them we probably haven't even discovered yet. That's amazing stuff right there. And
James, you know what? I come to the conclusion.
Yeah,
there can't be any aliens coming to this planet. There can't be any wormholes. There can't be any portals that open up. Because you know what? A squirrel could run in one and then they would go nuts because they don't have one and they could get rabies and they kill off the whole civilization. So if you take all this stuff in consideration from the atmospheric plane of the ionic sphere, that E over MC equals C square, that there's no possible way that you could transport yourself to another time, another place, or create a portal to come to this world. Because if you do and you go back, you risk, you don't know how much, the mites might be on you, and then you just wiped out your whole civilization.
All points bulleted. Watch out for the crazy nut squirrel that's looking for nuts. He will tear you up and mess up your universe, buddy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so now we already come to conclusion, okay, that there's no way aliens are coming down on our planet unless they land on a UFO. But then again, if they come here and they walk around, right, to abduct people, well, then what they must have? They better have some. We have never heard anybody say they were taken into a chamber, stripped naked, sprayed with I'm not even going to say it because I'll get sued.
Delouse?
No, delouse or whatever, right? And poured powder on them to kill off all the whatever. Because even doing that could infect. Have you ever seen War of the Worlds? How they died off because they could, all of a sudden they ran out of air, so they had to start breathing our air. They weren't prepared for our bacteria and all the germs, and it killed them all.
Right.
So
nobody ever talks about that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not worried anymore about them coming and abducting me out of my bed, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of dust mites in my bed. And worse, because there's fleas from my son's dogs that jump on my bed. So they're going to be infected. So when they go back, if they do abduct me, it's going to kill off all those people. Maybe that's why we got crashed UFOs.
Maybe, because there's 168 different germs in our mouth. Just give them a big kiss or sneeze on them, and they'll probably freak out.
No, I'm going to write that down. The next time my wife wants me to give her a kiss, no, I'm not going to kiss you. There's 160 some odd germs in your mouth.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Your wife's going to be Gmailing you. What are you doing telling my husband this stuff?
I don't know. She probably will thank you. She'll send you a card and say thank you.
Thanks, James.
I'm too old to have somebody's tongue down my throat.
Oh, Lord, you paid a pic. That might scare the aliens away, I'll tell you. But these are all good questions. People don't realize germs are the killer, man. If they could kill us, they got to be able to kill the aliens. Maybe there was something to that War of the Worlds.
See, I was making fun of this for the last 10, 15 minutes, because if you really think about it, seriously, that we already come to a conclusion, if they transport you through some type of transporter beam, that you're going to have bacteria on you, you're going to have germs on you, you could have insects on you, you could have dust mites, you could have whatever, okay? And that is going to infect them, okay? And that their immunity won't be able to handle it. So if you really think about some of this stuff, we're just now eliminating the possibility we're being visited by aliens.
Right, because if you look at the Greys, they're just little dwindly little things. They look so fragile anyway, but even though they could sure paralyze us with their powers. But, you think about it, something like that, you wouldn't think into an alien environment, no matter how advanced they are, you never know. The common cold might wipe them out.
Probably. And a big shout out to Patty.
Yes.
Whoever you are.
She's special.
Yes. Yeah, so is Linda. Big shout out to Linda. But you know what? She tries to listen to my show, but 2 minutes after she hits the bed, she's, that fast. I mean, so she never listens to anything much more than the music intro.
Well, at least she tries. She works hard and travels a lot, Gary.
I know. Hey, also, go to our website, www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. We have over 634 hours of shows. 634 hours of shows you can listen to for free. Of course, after tonight, you might never want to listen to one again. But you know what? It doesn't cost you anything. But here's the catch. We need some donations. And there's a donation button, and it's through PayPal, so it's secure. We are on radio, but we don't make any money other than a few advertisements that run on our show on the radio stations that don't run on the internet, because I'm keeping our show free of advertising on the internet. At least I'm trying to. But if I don't start getting more donations on a regular basis, then two things are going to happen. It'll be like all the other shows. And there's a reason for it. You want to listen to the past shows? You have to join a club for $5 or whatever a month to listen to them. Or, you're going to get stuck listening to commercials, which I don't want to do. So, hey, $1 or $2, a donation will help us not to have, charge to listen to the past shows or have to put on commercials on my show. I don't want to do that. That's for the radio stations, not for the internet side. But anyway, James, I want you to have a great weekend. Make sure you hang around for your item. It's coming, my Christmas present to you. It's coming.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And thank you so much. And I'm sure I will talk to you tomorrow, sir.
Okay. And everybody out there, again, a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to the show. I mean, without you, we wouldn't be growing. It's really astounding how many people are now listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio. It's just a lot of people. And I'm getting, emails and text messages and stuff from people all